Welcome back to AC Table Talk. I'm Riley, and today we are joined by Christy Winkles, who is going to be speaking about the communications program here at Adrian. So to start us off, Adrian offers an associate's degree in communications. How is this beneficial to a student's career opposed to getting a bachelor's degree in communications?
So one of the really cool things about having an associate's degree is it allows students, regardless of what they come in for. So maybe someone starts off with a bachelor's, but they decide, you know what, I may be interested in a different career. We've had students who decide after 2 years they want to go into trade school. But by having an associate's option, they can still graduate with a college degree. Communications is relevant to so many different disciplines and careers, and then they can still go on and really do whatever they like, but get a decent return on their time here at Adrian College.
So besides trade school, what are the other common majors or other industries that people who may be minor or certified in communications join?
Yeah, so a lot of the minors, we actually get a lot of overlap with business. A lot of business majors, particularly marketing, like to minor in communications or a public relations minor. We have overlap as well with graphic design and art. That's another common pairing. And for the associate's degree, we've had people as well who are maybe double majoring, or they're majoring in something else and they would like to double major but just don't have enough time. And so that's another common way that people will choose, instead of just doing a minor, they'll get an associate's degree with, say, a bachelor's of arts and business administration, and they're getting 2 degrees then instead of 1. So that stackable credential is becoming really popular.
So there are 7 certificates in the communications program. One of them is, sports broadcasting, interpersonal communications, and stuff like that. How do people apply those with their communications degrees?
Yeah, so they can get a degree in communications, like broadcasting, public relations, and film, and get a certificate. Oftentimes, though, the certificates are geared towards people who are in other programs. And so, especially when we have like sports management, sports broadcasting as a certificate was developed to give those majors a chance to get a little hands-on experience, and then also have something tangible when they graduate that's more than, well, I just took a couple broadcasting classes. Now we can say we were majoring in sports management, we also got a certificate in sports broadcasting, which is really valuable because in that field in particular is often an overlap between marketing, broadcasting, media production, and then actual management, sales, and they have to have a variety of experiences.
So speaking of hands-on interaction, what are some of the ways that the communications program allows their students to feel prepared using that hands-on experience after graduation?
Yeah, I think that's a really big part of what we offer. So all of our majors and programs, film, broadcasting, and public relations, have what we call activities classes, where students can take them, and the idea is that they could take them up to 3 times and get experience that will help them get more competitive internships. So broadcasting has ACTV, where students could go over there, volunteer, work as a student employee if they have kind of showed that they can work well over there as a volunteer. But they can also just take it as a 1-credit-hour class to learn the basics of sports broadcasting. Film has a club that is also a class called Film Activities. And they have a chance to kind of see and get hands-on experience. And anybody, regardless of their major, could take those classes too. So they're not exclusive to only film majors. Can take film activities, broadcasting, broadcasting. And PR has a 1-credit-hour class called Press Creative, where the students essentially do small projects for community organizations, like the local radio station WLEN, the City of Adrian for their First Friday events, and the different clients rotate every semester when they offer it.
So public relations, that's one of the fastest growing industries. How do you think the curriculum in the communications program might shift or change to kind of compensate for that growth?
Yeah, that's a good question. So we are part of the Public Relations Society of America. We have a student chapter here as part of our program. And what's shifted rapidly in the past year or so has been use of AI in the PR field, as well as trying to figure out how can we equip students across the country majoring in PR in those AI tools. And so that's one of the things that we have in the past 2 years shifted here at Adrian and added an elective course called AI Copywriting and Digital Communication, because it's a relevant skill. And it has amazing potential to help with the busy work projects that we often have to do in those sort of jobs. but people need the skills to do them effectively. So we try to keep up with the trends, look at what the national accreditation organizations want, and then kind of slightly adjust or add a new course as needed.
So with AI, I know it's kind of a hot topic right now, but do you think that in the future there are careers with communications that are more AI-based opposed to communications?
100%. So I don't think they're mutually exclusive, but we are already seeing jobs out there for people who have a background in public relations, marketing, even just understand basic communication principles using AI tools to develop, especially like internal training. One of the things we talk about in the PR classes is what's called internal PR, which is often housed in human resources, but you help think of all the different things a company needs to learn and help develop internal training. And there's so many cool opportunities to develop like learning simulations using AI. And the jobs, no one really quite knows, which I think is what's exciting. It's evolving almost monthly, which is really fun, but it makes everybody stay on their toes who's working and teaching this content.
So a lot of the faculty in the communications program do have quite an extensive list of credentials with AI and that newer technology not being a part of them. But how else do you think they contribute to the benefits and the strengths of people leaving this communications program?
I think the small size is a really big thing. So there might be programs that have better equipment, maybe newer facilities, but we have a pretty solid base of our equipment, hardware, software, everything that students need, and they have an access level to it that also at a bigger school you can't get to play in the studios till you're in graduate school. We can let anybody in, we do, and then because you have the same professors in multiple classes, you build a relationship with them when you get ready to apply for graduate schools or you get ready to go on the job market. They are able to write really detailed reference letters or take phone calls from potential employers and really give the sort of details about who you are that a professor in a larger school that had you one time would never be able to do.
All right, well, thank you, Christy, for joining us.
Thank you for having me.
But that was all we had time for this interview, and we will be right back after a short break.